us to come up. And here we are. And let's go start out with a. Can you hear that?
Yes, I can.
We are streaming everywhere. Let's go. Answer me, Dale. Oh, look at him move. Look at those shoulders. Oh, you're rocking it, man. Don't
My
hurt
nickname
yourself.
years ago was Disco.
Don't hurt yourself. Happy birthday. It's your day. In a special way. Shine. Smile. Great style. Look at this. Ba, 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 da, ba, ba, da, da, da. Ba, ba, da. Oh, my Suno Orchestra works so hard. I'm Bonnie D. Happy to be here with my guest co-host today. It's September 24th. It happens to be a Wednesday, but that's not important. It's September 24th. I have Dale T. He's going by the last initial P, but it's Dale T. Phillips. Everybody get that? Not just Dale, not just Dale Phillips, Dale T. Phillips. There you are. Dale, before I get us started, as they say in earnest, you have 2 sentences to tell everybody who you are and what you do. So go ahead.
Thank you, Bonnie. Dale T. Phillips. I'm an author, and I do scary books and murderous crooks. I had Stephen King as a teacher in college. I was on Jeopardy with Alex Trebek, and I've been in an independent movie and on TV.
Wow. And Dale has been on my Technology Revolution show with authors in the future of novels and publishing and writing and AI several times. And I'm very happy to have you here. And you're a very kind and generous person. I will say that. So let me get started and let's have some fun. So here we go. Pop the confetti. Light the candles fast. Well, not near the computer. I told you that. It's happy birthday to you, and we hope it's a blast. Bonnie D on her scarlet mic with co-host Dale T. 2, dishing celebration gold with a fun point of view. We always have fun point of view. His a little scarier than mine. From icons on the screen to social stars who soar. We'll share what they're known for and some of their pre-fame lore. Wacky holidays you never heard of till today, plus music milestones are headed your way. We've got candles and sparklers in the other room. And frosting on the cake, mine's chocolate. A delicious blend only Dale T and I could bake. So buckle up, darlings. A fun show is in store. HB2U is lighting up September 24th with glam, bam, and more. I'm the glam, Dale is the bam, and we're both more. So there we go. Dale, you ready for me to start?
Absolutely. I thought I was the glam. Oh.
Okay. Well, I'll be the bam. You could be that. That's fine. I'm happy to share the honor. So here we go. Now I'm going to start off with music history, 1955. I don't know too many people who were born before then or around then, but let's go anyway. Judy Garland, the wonderful Judy Garland, the legendary Judy Garland, the voice, the woman who was Dorothy with Toto in the original Wizard of Oz. Judy Garland made her TV debut on the CBS variety show Ford Star Jubilee. Wow. Dale, you've got the next one.
Yes, the year of my birth, the movie Mr. Rock and Roll came out, starring the famous DJ Alan Freed, and it debuts with him telling the story of rock and roll and performances by Little Richard, Chuck Berry, Frankie Lyman, and Brooke Benton. I did not meet Alan Freed, but I did wait on Cousin Brucey, who was a terrific guy and one of the DJs from that time.
I used to listen to WMCA in New York, which was Cousin Brucey, and he was around for a long, long time.
Great
I was
guy.
also, do you remember Murray the K?
Murray the K, yep.
I was
That's
a
the
fan
Ramones
of.
song. Do you remember Murray the K, Alan Freed, and High Energy?
Oh, really? Well, Murray the K had he had something called the Submarine Race Watchers when that was what for people sitting in their cars and doing you know what, well, just from the neck up anyway. That's the way story he wanted to tell. And he had his wife was named Jackie the K, and she used to wear white disco boots. Do you remember that? Do you ever see
Oh
her?
boy, yeah, I do.
Yeah, I thought so. Well, let's move ahead the following year to 1958. The Donna Reed Show debuted on ABC and ran for 7 seasons. Now, this was a sitcom. Donna Reed, get this, was a middle-class housewife named Donna Stone. See, it was easy for people to call her Donna because that was her real name. Carl Betts, the actor, was her husband, and pediatrician, Dr. Alex Stone. Shelley Fabaret, who was also a singer. Oh, I loved some of her music. And Paul Peterson, who was a singer. They were the teenage children, Mary and Jeff. What nice names, Donna and Alex and Mary and Jeff. The show aired on ABC from September 1958 to March 1966. Do you remember the Donna Reed Show? Dale?
I do not. That was not shown when I was 1 year old that I could recall.
I'm going to pretend I have no
I
idea
haven't
what
even
it
seen
was.
that in reruns, but I do watch It's a Wonderful Life with Donna Reed every year.
There you go. And you've got the next one. Who's coming up now?
We have the Platters. The record Smoke Gets in Your Eyes came out in 1958, an American vocal group formed in 1952 and one of the most successful vocal groups of the early rock and roll era. Their distinctive sound bridges the pre-rock Tin Pan Alley tradition and the new burgeoning genre.
Smoke gets in your
Mm.
eyes. Something like that. Beautiful song. And let's move 2 years later to 1960. Hank Ballard and the Midnighters. Let's go, let's go, let's go. Entered the Hot 100. That was their song. And their other songs were Finger Poppin' Time and the original version, Dale T, of The Twist. They were the singing
Really?
act. Yes, they had three Hot 100 songs at the same time. This was unheard of. They were an influential group in the 50s and 60s with many R&B hits and launched the career of Hank Ballard and the dance craze. Let's do the twist before Chubby Checker got the twist. And I'll tell you a quick story I learned. Apparently, Dick Clark from American Bandstand wanted to be a producer or wanted to present their version of the twist, and he couldn't from their record producing company. So he made a deal that he would get the rights to Chubby Checker's version of the twist.
Mm.
And Dick Clark did, and then he would put him on American Bandstand. And that's the backstory of, and Chubby Checker's real name was Ernest Evans at the time. So Dick Clark was instrumental, pun, no pun intended, because I don't think he played an instrument. Yes, and he was quite the, yeah, like Ryan Seacrest today, he's everywhere. Well, Dick Clark was the original American Bandstand. Rescue me, Dale T. What's next?
Okay, we go to 1964 and the Supremes, who make their first national TV appearance, performing Where Did Our Love Go on The Steve Allen Show. That's before Johnny Carson. The Supremes were an American girl group formed in Detroit, Michigan in 59 as the Primettes. The premier act of Motown Records during the 60s, the Supremes were the most commercially successful Motown acts and the most successful American vocal group with 12 number one singles on the Billboard Hot 100.
Wow, this deserves a. There we go. I didn't have it loud enough. Let me do it again. Let's get that whistle in there. There we go. That's for Diana Ross and the Supremes. There were a couple of changes to the Supremes over the years, and I didn't know they were the Pre-Mets first. I didn't know that. Let's go to 1966, 2 years later, in the Association. Cherish is the word. Da 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 dum. I hope I didn't murder that. It hit number one for the first of 3 weeks. The Association is an American. I didn't know this was a category, Dale T. Sunshine Pop Band. Sunshine Pop Band, yes,
Sunshine Pop.
from LA. During the late 60s, they had top hits including Windy, Cherish, which I just mentioned, Never My Love, Along Comes Mary, da da da. Yes, that one too. Generally, they had 6 to 8 members, which I found was interesting because I thought most groups had a set number of members and they had intricate vocal harmonies. They're very, very good. So that was the Association. Yes.
Next, we go to 1967 with the Beatles. I think I've heard of this group. They filmed the dance scene to their song Your Mother Should Know for the Magical Mystery Tour. And when Paul wore a black carnation and the others wore red, it stoked rumors of his death. So there we go. An urban legend is born.
Probably had a couple of those, and we didn't call it urgent urban legends back in the day. 1970, Smokey Robinson and the Miracles. Oh, released the song "The Tears of a Clown." What a beautiful song! They were wonderful. I should have had more history for them, but I don't. But the next group you've got, who are they?
Yes, I get all the big ones. The Jackson 5 in 1971. They appear on Life magazine, the cover with the title Rock Stars at Home with Their Parents. I wonder if they talked to his dad.
Oh dear. In 1979, the Eagles' sixth album, The Long Run, debuted. And the lead single on that album, Heartache Tonight, was co-written by Bob Seger. Did you know that?
I did not.
Did
And
you
I always
care?
wonder, I'm like, whatever happened to Bob Seger?
He was writing for the Eagles back in the
He
day.
was everywhere in the 80s. Oh, goodness.
Yeah.
Everywhere, those songs.
Speaking of the 80s,
And 1988, Bobby McFerrin, Don't Worry, Be Happy, as the Billboard's Hot 100's first number one a cappella song.
should you and I try to sing it or should we skip that
No,
part? Okay.
we should just, echo the sentiment.
Don't worry, be happy. Okay, in the same year, the same day, September 24th, 1988, the Hollies topped the singles chart in the UK with He Ain't Heavy, He's My Brother. After the song was used in a beer commercial in the UK. But interestingly, Dale T, this was originally their hit in 1969, so it was almost 20 years before they made it a hit, and then they topped the chart. So it took some beer to get
A
it to the.
beer commercial to get things going.
There you go. It's amazing how things work. Go ahead.
How nice. And in 1989, Bob Dylan, I've heard of him too, plays
Yes.
flute and recorder at the L'Chaim to Life telethon, backing up the band Chopped Liver with his son-in-law, Peter Himmelman, married to Dylan's daughter, Maria. And
Did you
my friend, J.M. Taylor, John Radosta, has written a coffee table book about Bob Dylan's performances in concert. That's terrific.
Wow. And did you happen to see Farm Aid a couple of nights ago? Because Bob
No,
Dylan
I
was
did
one of
not.
the featured performers. And I actually stayed up late. I got tired. I went to bed, but at around, it was in Central Time, so it was an hour earlier than we are in Eastern Time. I opened up my iPad at around 1 in the morning and watched the finale, which was almost an hour set by Willie Nelson, who was playing with his two sons, Lucas and Micah, and they are both talented singers and guitarists in their own right. And it was quite, I couldn't fall asleep after that. It was quite something. But I watched a little bit of the Bob Dylan set on Farm Aid, and it was 40 years after they started it. Let's go to 1996. We're getting closer here. That Thing You Do, title track to a musical film directed by and starring Tom Hanks directed a musical. I didn't know that. It was released that today in 1996. The song peaked at number 41. It was nominated for Best Original Song at the Oscars, okay, and the Golden Globes. It lost out to, wow, are we surprised? Madonna's You Must Love Me from Evita. So there you go. Tom Hanks directing a musical film. Did you know that? I didn't.
Yeah, I did a long time ago. But like you
Yeah.
say, things get forgotten. It's
Yeah. That's why we're doing this, so people will remember.
exactly as a reminder. And then in 2003, Gordon Lightfoot is finally inducted into the Canadian Songwriter Hall of Fame. Well deserved.
Well deserved. And 2007, The Big Bang Theory sitcom premiered on CBS with a theme song. I didn't know this, written and recorded by the group The Naked Ladies, but it aired from September 24th, which is today, 2007, to May 16, 2019, 12 seasons. I think I watched all 12, 279 episodes. I did. A prequel, which I loved, Young Sheldon, was based on Jim Parsons' character Sheldon Cooper, aired from 2017 to 24. I liked that one too. Took a little getting used to. And Young Sheldon, who is played by a wonderful actor, Ian Armitage, was the narration for the show, in addition to them speaking, was done by Parsons as the narrator of the adult Sheldon looking back on his youth. So that was, have you seen Young Sheldon? Did you watch it, Dale?
No, I don't. No.
It was quite good. Really, really good. It got a little at the end, but then there's a spin-off called, uh, what was it? Georgie and Mandy's
Andy's first wedding. Yeah.
first marriage. And you know
First
what?
marriage.
It's not bad. It is pretty darn good. A lot of laughs. I don't like laugh tracks, but it's really, really good. You've got the next one, and this is in memoriam all of a sudden.
Okay. We got to throw the devil horns on this day in 2009. Guess who finally passes his driving test on his 19th try? Ozzy Osbourne. He buys a new Ferrari and gets into an accident the next year. He said a song by Afroman will explain why he kept failing.
Do you know what the song was?
I do not.
I think it's something like "I Get High," something like that. I looked up
Yeah.
the, there's a couple of songs it could have been. And let's come right up to the modern times. 2 years ago today, 2 years ago, September 24th, 2023, Taylor Swift attended a Chiefs and Bears game at Arrowhead Stadium in Kansas City as a guest of Chiefs star Travis Kelce. And guess what? The ratings for the game went through the roof. Teenage girls all of a sudden were really interested in football, even if their boyfriend wasn't watching or playing. And Kelce jerseys surged in sales. And we all know what happened 2 years later, which is a couple weeks ago. They officially got engaged. So
Oh, so she's off the market. There goes my shot.
I'm sorry. So I'll put in a word with her when I talk to her. Let's go to celebrity birthdays. Now we've got one who is still with us, and we've got a couple who are in memoriam. Oh, actually, four in memoriam, all stellar celebrities. So let me start us off. Canadian actress and screenwriter Nia, or Naya, you might say, Vardalos or Vardalos, is 63. Do you remember the name? Maybe not. She wrote and starred in the romantic comedy film My Big Fat Greek Wedding back in 2002. She performed it first, Dale T, as a one-woman show, and then she turned it into a movie, and it became a whole film franchise. It was a sleeper hit. It became one of the highest-grossing independent films of all time. If only you had written a movie like that. What can I say? In the number one romantic comedy of all time, I find that hard to believe, but that's what they said. She hosted SNL in fall 2002. That year, she's an alumna of the Chicago-based Second City Comedy Repertory Theater Company, and she wrote and performed in over 10 reviews of sketch comedy, and she won Chicago's Joseph Jefferson, I don't know who he is, award for Best Actress. Very talented lady, and she sparked a whole concept of My Big Fat Greek Wedding. When you think of Greek yogurt and being for dieting and all that, that's interesting, isn't it?
Mm.
Yes. Okay, you've got the first in memoriam. Who have you got?
Oh, here's somebody else I've heard of. F. Scott Fitzgerald. His birthday is today, and from 1896 to 1940. He lived only for 44 years and made quite a splash. Novelist, essayist, short story writer, best known for his novels depicting the flamboyance and excess of the Jazz Age, which is a term that he popularized in a short story collection, Tales of the Jazz Age. He got only 4 novels, 4 story collections, but 164 short stories, writing for the popular magazines such as the Saturday Evening Post, Collier's Weekly, and Esquire. He achieved temporary popular success and fortune in the 20s, but he did not receive critical acclaim until after his death. He's now widely regarded as one of the greatest American writers of the 20th century. But get this, his third novel, The Great Gatsby, was a commercial failure, selling fewer than 23,000 copies in its first year. And now it's hailed as the great American novel.
Wow, wow, wow. Only 44. Can you imagine what else he could have
No.
written and done? Well, it was only 4 novels, 4 short story collections, and 164 short stories,
Yeah, he might have
Dale.
gotten another novel or two.
He might have actually, seriously. Let's go to Phil Hartman, no longer with us, 1948 to 98. He passed away in untimely death, unfortunately, bang bang, at 49. Canadian American comedian, actor, screenwriter, graphic designer. I didn't know that. He graduated from college with a degree in graphic arts. He designed album covers for Poco and America and other bands. In 1975, he joined the comedy group, the well-known comedy group, The Groundlings, where he helped none other than Paul Rubens develop the character Pee Wee Herman. And Phil Hartman co-wrote the film Pee Wee's Big Adventure, which was a hit, and he made recurring appearances as Captain Carl on the show Pee Wee's Playhouse. In 1986, Hartman joined Saturday Night Live cast for 8 seasons, so a lot of people know him. He was nicknamed Glue. You know why he was nicknamed Glue, Dale T?
No.
Because he kept the show together. He must have either personality or he was working with rehearsals or rewrites, I don't know. And he helped the rest of the cast, and he won a Primetime Emmy in 89. After he left SNL in 94, he starred as Bill McNeil in the sitcom News Radio, and he voiced Lionel Hutz and Troy McClure on The Simpsons, and he appeared in a lot of movies. So R.I.P. Phil Hartman. And you've got another one for us.
Yes, another sad RIP is Jim Henson, who was born in 1936 and passed away prematurely in 1990. Please go see your doctor. American puppeteer, animator, actor, and filmmaker who achieved worldwide notability as the creator of The Muppets. He was also known for creating Fraggle Rock and was the director of The Dark Crystal and Labyrinth. He had 2 song hits, which was Rubber Ducky as Ernie, number 16 in 1970, and Rainbow Connection as Kermit the Frog, number 25 in 1979. Now, pre-fame, he began developing puppets in high school, and in '69 he joined the children's television program Sesame Street, where he helped to develop Muppet characters for the series. And he and his creative team also appeared on the first season of Saturday Night Live in 1975.
Wow, he really got around. You remember the Rainbow Connection? Da 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 da. I just murdered the song, but it was beautiful. It's a beautiful song, and to me, it's a classic, even though I can't sing it very well. We have one more in memoriam, another great star, music, comedian, composer, Anthony Newley, known as Tony Newley. 1931 to 99, he lived to 67, so he lived many years longer than Phil Hartman, than F. Scott Fitzgerald, and then Jim Henson. Amazing that. English actor, director, comedian, singer, and composer. I want to say proposer, composer. He was considered a latter-day British Al Jolson, and a lot of young people might not know who Al Jolson is. Look him up. He achieved widespread success in song, on stage and screen. He was one of Broadway's greatest leading men. From 1959 to 62, he scored a dozen entries on the UK singles chart. He was a great singer, including two number 1 hits. He won the 1963 Grammy for Song of the Year, What Kind of Fool Am I?, which was sung by Sammy Davis. I didn't do too bad on that one. And he wrote Feeling Good, which became a signature hit for the singer Nina Simone. His songs have been sung by Fiona Apple, by Tony Bennett, who left us recently, Barbara Streisand, still with us, Michael Bublé just celebrated a birthday, and the lovely Mariah Carey. So I'm going to do a sad trombone if I can feel it, for all these wonderful people who left us too soon. And now let's go to social media stars. I have four who are, some of them are not that young. I was able to find a couple who are actually grown up. I'll start off and then Dale will
Yeah, you
take
take
over.
the grown-ups, I'll take the kids.
There, well, that's what it looks like, actually. Damon, Daymon Patterson, is called Dame Drops, Daym Drops. He is 48 today. Happy birthday, Damon! He has 1.7 million subscribers. Why? He's a popular food critic and TV personality who uses comedy to help viewers understand how food tastes. All I know is that's good, that's yucky, don't eat that. And his limited TV series on the Travel Channel was called Best Damn Takeout. I hope I said that right. You got the next one.
Yes, we have a TikTok star, Matthias Klaus, who is age 29 and has over 5 million followers on TikTok. He is a bodybuilder and influencer on that channel, and his videos often highlight his physique and his good looks. He has competed in the International Federation of Bodybuilding and Fitness, the IFBB, and one of his most popular videos features him dancing indoors, and that has over 18 million views.
Dale, were you competing against him for physique?
Well, you know, if I was on TikTok a little more, yeah, I think I probably would. Yeah, we could do duos together.
Physique and good looks. I think
Exactly.
I think he just inched you out by just a couple of points on the scoreboard there. I'm complimenting you. Let's go to Instagram. A young lady named Eva Chen. She's 46, almost all grown up, I say. 2.5 million followers. She's a former Lucky Magazine editor-in-chief, and she gained fame as head of fashion partnerships with Instagram. She posts fashion and family content. So happy birthday to Eva. And
we have another TikTok star. This one, Princess Amelia, who is only 17. She has more than 9 million fans. Content creator recognized for her love of fashion and her unique brand of romantic comedy sketches. Her dance trends have gone viral several times, and she posts hair and makeup tutorials as well.
Of course she does, just like I do. Let me do a track of applause with a little bit of nice laughter, not poking, but laughing with them, because I think, there we go. Oh, thank you so much. And I think they all deserve a little bit of a, there we go. We were all that was about to do a Portia Revig, but we don't need that today. So let's go to our wacky holidays today. And Dale T, you're going to kick this one off.
Today's wacky holiday is one near and dear to my heart, National Punctuation Day, which in 900 BC, we have the earliest known document featuring punctuation, the Mesha Stele. And it was necessary because, you know, it just ran on and you didn't know where to pause.
And don't you have a funny comment about punctuation you told me before we started?
Yes. Well, when you get a bunch of writers together, especially technical writers, someone says, does anal retentive have a hyphen? and then you start off a long discussion.
Could be a never-ending discussion because
Yeah,
yeah, there you go. There was a pun in there somewhere. Let's go to 200 BC. He started at 900. I'm moving us up 700 years. The next civilization to start to develop rudimentary punctuation, and there's no hyphen between those two, were the Greeks. Though they previously written in scriptura continua or unending strings of text unmarred. That's a very caustic word. Unmarred by punctuation marks, people soon adopted the system of punctuation created by Aristophanes of Byzantium. I hope I said all that right. A single punctuation mark positioned differently to indicate pauses in speech. How
I
about
wonder if that's the same playwright Aristophanes or if it's a different one.
I bet it's the same one. Since you
Hmm.
you know him, I will just say it's the one you know. Okay.
Yes, the most famous use of him was on the Odd Couple, where Tony Randall was on Password, and he was giving the clue to Oscar, and he said Aristophanes,
Get
and
out.
Oscar just blew a gasket and said, "What?" He said, "Birds. Everybody knows Aristophanes wrote the birds." One of the funniest bits ever. Sorry.
That was good. What you've got the next one.
Yes, from 400 to 800 AD, we have the Bible began to be printed en masse, and punctuation spread to other civilizations. Punctuation was needed for where to pause and place emphasis when read aloud.
Absolutely. And let's move all the way to the 1400s. We're really in the modern era now. The printing press spurred the need for unified punctuation system, meaning people would follow some rules. Venetian printers Aldus Manutius and Sons are credited with popularizing many forms of punctuation we still use today. So we can blame them, but I'm going to go into a discussion with you after you do the next one, Dale T.
Okay, we're coming up to the modern era, the 1970s. Well, modern for some. Major changes with the arrival of computers. We have new symbols like pound sign and at sign, and those took on new text-specific meanings. And now texting and chatting online requires a different, somewhat colloquial body of punctuation rules.
Thank you. Now, Dale, question. Do you use an M dash or an N dash in most of your writing?
I usually use the N dash because the M dash is a couple extra strokes. And here's a tip. When you're looking for AI generated messages, they use a great deal of long M dashes. So be aware.
Yes, I'm aware of that. And there was a big debate started by a friend of mine, I won't name him here, on LinkedIn about 2 months ago on people using or not using the M dash. I'll explain it in a second. And a lot of people said, yes, what you said. And what I learned was it's an indication to places like Kindle and to the Amazon reviewers that if you have a lot of M dashes, it means AI probably wrote part of or all of or that section of your
Yep.
book or your
One of the red
manuscript.
flags.
There you go. But apparently it's not true. And there were people who joined in this conversation on LinkedIn, Dale T. People joined in and said, "Oh, I've used it since I was 12 years old. It's the only kind of dash I use." And I thought, "Oh my God." So I chimed in at great risk to life and limb, I will
Oh
tell you.
boy.
I know. And I said, well, my chat GPT did some editing for me, some suggestions, and said, put in a bunch of M dashes. Well, I didn't like them because to me, they are like a stop sign at the end of a road. And they don't just say, and she went to the store wearing a blue dress and she bought 3 apples. It's like she went to the store wearing a blue dress.
The
It's
William Shatner School.
it's too much of a pause. To me, it breaks the flow. It breaks the sympathy, the flow of the rhythm of the writing. So I went back and I changed 167 M dashes to N dashes. Now, anybody wondering what we're talking about? If you look at your keyboard, next to the zero on your keyboard, the second to the top line on most keyboards, you will see a dash on the top that's longer and a little short one on the bottom. The little bottom one is just called a dash. Just a hyphen, that's it. The top one is wider or longer, and it's the width of the capital letter N. So it's called an N dash. Now, if you want the longer one, there is no direct stroke on the keyboard. It's a special character. So when I need one, I find one and I copy and paste it. The M dash is even wider because it's the width of an M, which technically is two N's put together. So I'm not a fan of them, but I got to tell you, I was accused of all kinds of stuff by saying on this LinkedIn chat, this message chat that was going on by saying I didn't care for them, and somebody said, "Well, you should edit more carefully, and maybe it's your writing." And oh,
Oh, yeah.
I took a beating. So that's it for Punctuation Day. Now we have one more. This is a little more musical holiday. It's National Bollywood Day, and I'll start this off. What is Bollywood? I don't think anybody doesn't know, but just for those of you two or three in the world who don't, it's a famous dance form. Dale, dance form is hyphenated in my notes.
Well,
I
there you
don't
go,
know.
with an N
Know what?
dash.
There, with just a dash dash, used in Indian films from the country of India, or India, and is revered throughout the design world. A mixture of numerous styles, including belly dancing. I had some belly dancers on my TV show in New York. Really, really interesting. Kathak, Kathak, Indian folk dance, Western popular, and modern jazz. The dance moves go hand in hand. I don't know if they're holding hands with the commercial and artistic framework of the South Asian film world. Not to mention at Desi Shadi's weddings, and that's supposed to mean something. Does that mean something to you, Desi Shadi?
Not to me. I'm not familiar enough with the culture.
Neither am I, but you've got the next one. Go ahead.
Yes, in 1913, the first Bollywood film is released. Raja Harishchandra becomes the first movie filmed by an Indian person released for viewing in Bombay, which is
Interesting.
now Mumbai.
There you go. That's right. And nice. So many names changes, so many maps changes, and I wonder if they used M dashes, they might not get to the other side of that. Never mind. In 1937, Bollywood went into color film. Kisan Kanya releases, largely remembered by Indians as the country's first indigenously made color film, 1937. That was almost 100 years ago, Dale.
Oh
That was
goodness!
actually
Don't do that. Don't do
88
that.
years ago. I know, it's
Yeah.
just scary. Go ahead, rescue me.
And then in 1970, Bollywood comes around the world. They started gaining attention from people from different countries and cultures, piquing interest from Western societies. And I will say that when we were with our children, when they were young, watching Bollywood movies was great because there was singing, there was dancing, there was color, there was good respect for elders and listening to your parents, and not a lot of sex and violence. So you could actually, all of your family, watch a movie that was entertaining and great, and we'd all had fun
And
and
I
didn't have
rem
to avert our eyes.
and I remember elaborate sets, right? And beautiful costumes, gorgeous
Oh boy,
costumes.
the dance routines were just phenomenal. Our
And
daughter took Indian dance for a while because she was so entranced with it.
beautiful. And the scenery just luxurious, right? It was luxuriating in the spirit of the music and the dance and of
Mm-hmm.
colorful and joy. So let's move up to 1990 to 2020 is the new era. Bollywood from the 1990s and onwards is called New Bollywood. Who knew there was an old and a new one? Due to its reestablished atmosphere of movies and dance that mimic trends from Western societies. I think it's time for us just to do a little applause here for everything. Happy birthday, happy in memoriam, happy events, everything. And Dale, we're just going to dance our way out. Here we go. He's really dancing now.
No, little Bollywood.
Oh, thank you to my Suno Orchestra. Happy birthday. It's your day. So special. Dale T made it special. Thank you, my friend. Ba 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 da da. Ba 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 da 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 da. I'll see you again soon, everybody. Have